Hello, Nozincwadi office. Can I help you? Oh, yes. How are you doing?
Shanelani amabala singane na Nozincwadi ezongena sanodumo lwakhe ephethe izincwadi nenjabulo. Shanelani amabala singane na Nozincwadi ezongena sanodumo lwakhe ephethe izincwadi nenjabulo. Shanelani amabala singane na Nozincwadi ezongena sanodumo lwakhe ephethe izincwadi nenjabulo. Shanelani amabala singane na Nozincwadi ezongena sanodumo lwakhe ephethe izincwadi nenjabulo. Shanelani amabala singane na Nozincwadi ezongena sanodumo lwakhe ephethe izincwadi nenjabulo. Shanelani amabala singane na Nozincwadi ezongena sanodumo lwakhe ephethe izincwadi nenjabulo. Shanelani amabala singane na Nozincwadi ezongena sanodumo lwakhe ephethe izincwadi nenjabulo. Shanelani
I'm going with you.
Nozincwadi, she was the aunt of my father, and I got to know about her when I would go home for holidays, and my father would say to me, let's go clean graves. And we would go to the family graveyard and clean the graves. And from one grave to the next, my father would tell me the story of that person, and we'd move to the next one, and we'd sing the song that person used to sing when they were still alive. And then we'd reach the grave of Nozincwadi, as my father called her, and my father would talk about her a little bit, and then we'd clean all the graves and then go back and settle down, have some tea, and it felt like we had been opening a family album. Because we talked about these people, we felt like we could see them just by cleaning their graves and talking about who they were and what they had done while they were alive. And so that was very special to me.
And the learners would like to express our sincere thanks to our sister, Dinam Shope,
mother of Nozincwadi, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Alalisa West Africa. Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Alalisa West Africa.
ngesishangane kuthiwa yini ngane bani ulimi akuthiwa yindishi angithi ngizoqoqa ngesindishi waze wabubi kwabo
Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye, Sawatana mapugu yeye.
If you are ugly, do something special, like singing to make other people like. And they said, later, when you've had your drink, can you please sing that song for us? We want to hear it. More than 100 books as a gift to your library. Many publishers have donated those books so that we can take them around to different schools so they can enjoy the new books that have come out.
My father would come to visit me when I lived in Johannesburg, and he would come to see what's going on in my office, and he would see many books, and he would say, whose books are these? Who bought them and who reads them? And I would say, Father, it's my books. I bought them and I read them. And somehow, I don't know if he believed it. And he started calling me Nozincwadi. I didn't understand why I was being called Nozincwadi. I didn't understand the connection. And so I got curious and I asked my father, who was Nozincwadi really? My father said this aunt of his used to collect anything with writing on it. She used to get old Bibles, old songbooks, any old book that was discarded and dust them. Ilanga laseNatala, the newspaper, anything that had writing on it, she collected it, put them in a suitcase, and she kept it safely. And when she was very ill and old, she wanted to be brought back to my father's home in Hammersdale. And this is where she insisted and told my father, please take care of this suitcase and don't let it get lost. Precious books in here, many writings that have got magic in them. One day they will talk to me. Sadly, she died without ever learning to read and write. And I don't know what happened to that suitcase. Nobody seems to know. But I got this wonderful dream to want to reawaken that suitcase. So that is why I'm doing the Nozincwadi reading show.
Abavukanga abanikazi bensimu banani bo. Ha! Baphuma bephethe wena zaphila. Wena zinduku baphethe yonke into belungisela ukulifundisa lesela le abazwanga nokuthi ubani lesela.
Thina siphuma ngamlazweni. Sithathele lisono. Simapile. Thina siphuma ngamlazweni. Sithathele lisono.
Ingoma engiyithandayo mina ethi mangabe ngangiculela ngiyabathengela manje lezi ngoba bagodwa nazo. Njengoba
And this Mother of Books show is important to me. I wish to travel throughout the country of South Africa, to different rural schools, to township schools, to many places where people hardly have any books, even a library box they do not have. I never saw a library until I was 20 years old. So it's important for me to contribute something towards having libraries in schools in this country, towards encouraging young people and old people to read, towards encouraging literacy in our country.
Can you please applaud her?
This is a gift from Nozincwadi to the library of Monde Primary School, Home. What we need books for? We don't need books here.
siyayidedela indawo thina.
Thank you.
But also, books are precious to me. I love books, and I understand why my father calls me Nozincwadi. I do collect books. Luckily, I can read them. I had hardly anything, and the only thing I really had was the ability to read. And I could read, and I knew I would pass at the end of the year. I didn't have any material things, and sometimes you start thinking you'll never be anybody. You'll never come to anything when you are poor. And I want to say to those poor children in rural areas who have got nothing, who don't believe they'll ever reach anything important in life, that I was a nobody. I come from humble beginnings, but today I am somebody, and so can you be. That's why I'm going to touch the lives of those children. And not only do I want to arrive and drop the box and walk away, I want to play with the children. I want to tell them stories. I want to sing with them. I want to groove with the children. I want to feel the fun of being with those children, to affect them with the passion that I feel for books, because it's something precious to love books and to meet the writers through the eyes of the mind, to go to those places where they talk about the great writers of my country, of my continent, of other parts of the world. So many people in my country, young and old, cannot read or write. So it is our job, it is our responsibility as a nation to do something, to contribute to literacy in this country, to make South Africa a reading nation, to make a difference.
And grow with Nozincwadi, read 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 and grow with Nozincwadi. We, siyafunda, siyakhula, read and grow with Nozincwadi. We, siyafunda, siyakhula.